What's up, everybody? Sagacious dude here, and today we're going to talk about Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. A movie that's getting a lot of weird criticism. There's a lot of debates going on because it's fans really like the movie, and then critics not so much. And so I watched the movie, I enjoyed it, I had a fun time with it, and I watched some of the reviews and stuff, and I watched the critics and everything, and the points that they're making aren't wrong. They're yeah, it's kind of because you can kind of see the seams in this movie. Everything's kind of cut up because it was originally supposed to be Batman versus Superman, Man of Steel 2, Batman versus Superman. And then it was oh no, we need to make it a Justice League movie because Marvel's getting all this money. We need to hurry with the money. And then just make it a Justice League movie. And you can kind of see where they had the original ideas, and then they kind of cut it up and they just jammed some Justice League in there. Honestly, it kind of felt like a Cliff Notes version of itself. If you were to sit and explain everything out, it would have probably taken 2 movies, but then they're we need to do it in 1 movie, and they just jam it all in there, and they're there's Justice League, oh my god, look at this email, here's all the other Justice League people in the movies, we're setting them up and everything, and it's just just roll with it, whatever. And if you can just kind of if you let that go, you'll have much funner time. I don't know, once you see that, and I'm it's it sucks kind of, because they didn't really explain everything in detail, but you kind of already know where they're going with it, most people, but even then, it's just they didn't do as bad of a job of it as other movies have done. And that's one of the positive notes that I have toward it. Because if you look at Avengers Age of Ultron, which is kind of the me, I didn't like that movie as much. Mainly because I was really disappointed. Because the trailers, I was hyped, I was ready to see Ultron and figure out things about him and learn about him, but then they were fuck that, he's evil now, and then here's a whole movie, a setup for other movies, and then it's oh yeah, we have to fight a 5-minute fight, and then it's over. And I'm it just felt so unsatisfying, and it just kind of pissed me off. This movie doesn't really do that. They kind of shoehorn in Cliff Notes version, the Justice League stuff. They're here's all the Justice League stuff, and then probably the first half of the movie is kind of the setup and everything, and you kind of get some of the Justice League stuff shoved in there, and then the other half of the movie is just it's an all out brawl, and it's fun, and I was at least I got the action, at least I got to see the cool shit that I came to see. At least I didn't have to sit through an almost 3-hour movie where they're just talking about oh my god, it's gonna be so cool when this happens, or when this happens, or wait until you see this stuff happen. I'm I came here to see this stuff happen. So give me that. That's what I like as opposed to other movies. I'm it's cool to set up other movies, but don't take the whole movie doing it. And that's what this movie does. They just kind of at the halfway mark, they're just fuck it, alright, we've explained everything, we've kind of set up the other movies, everybody's kind of got a vague idea of what's going on, and then they're let's have the smackdown. As far as the acting in this movie, everybody does a good job. Ben Affleck just dunks it and just completely redeems himself. He's he really did a great job as Batman, and it's always nice, and it's nice to see other reviewers are yeah, he did a kick-ass job as Batman. There's talks right now he's going to do a standalone Batman movie and stuff, he's writing a script, and I'm I'm totally in. I want to see it. I'm in on this, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he did good. I enjoyed it. He's probably the scariest Batman. If I were in Gotham City and I had to choose the Batman, and I'm a villain and I had to choose the Batman, they would kick the crap out of me. It would not be this Batman. as I will go into later. Henry Cavill, he's just fucking he's a Superman. He's a nice guy, square jaw. He's yeah, he does a good job. And then everybody else they do a good job. Lex Luthor fucking sucks. I don't care what anybody, I don't care what your mental gymnastics is going on. He sucks. And what? Because he's not bald? Like, no. But no, like, no. It's not because, like, he doesn't act like he should be in this universe, much less this movie. He looks like if this movie was directed by, like, Tim Burton, maybe I could understand a Lex Luthor that, like, he's too wacky. He's too weird with his body movements and the way he talks and the way he acts, and it's just fucking annoying. It's like, I don't like him. I don't like the actor anyway. And then I see him in the trailers and I'm like, he's gonna butcher this role. Like, it's just gonna suck. And he did suck. And he sucked at his role. And I was right. And I'm like, fuck you. The thing that sucks the most as I watched the movie, though, was that Lex Luthor, the character, wasn't written that bad. Like, he was written pretty good. He had, like, some solid plans and stuff to, like, defame Superman. And I'm like, these work. And like, he does some shit that I'm like, yeah, that's pretty smart. And, like, he has some good lines. Like, he has this one line where he's talking to Superman on the roof or whatever. And he's like, God can either be all-powerful, but he can't be all good, or he's all good, but he's not all-powerful. And I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good line. I like it. And it just pisses me off that he did such a shitty job at it. Like, I don't know who sat on set and was like, yeah, that seems about right. Like, no. Like, that would have been, like, obvious from day one. He has such a big role in the movie, though, that, like, for him to be so shitty is just bad. Like, it's terrible. It's, like, that shouldn't happen. Anyway. Other things aside. But, like, yeah, what I'm saying, like, he does some shit. Like, the whole, like, point of this movie is, like, people are like, is Superman really that great? It's like, do we want a guy that has all the powers running around just free, like, with no restrictions or anything? It's like, just doing whatever he feels like or whatever he wants? And people are like, no, Superman's awesome. He's good. He'd never do anything bad. And then people are like, I don't know if I trust him. And that's kind of the whole turmoil of the movie. And, like, you understand, like, I understand what Batman's thinking was going into this. And this is one of those things that's like, you see where the original probably Man of Steel was going, like the Batman versus Superman, just that. Like, if we just did that movie, like, you can see the parts in this movie that really give to that. Like, it all starts out with, like, Metropolis going fucking down, Batman goes to Metropolis. I thought Batman would have been there, but, like, he's like, no, my buddy, one of my Wayne places. And he goes and he tries to save people, everybody's dying and shit. And I'm like, from his point of view, he's just like a little, like, I love the way it's shot because he's just like a little dude. And, like, these two fuckers are fighting in the air and just blowing everything up. And, like, there's just all these people on the ground. And it's like, you don't see it from, like, if you watch Man of Steel, you see, like, them two fighting and throwing each other through buildings and shit. But you don't really, like, get the, like, what was it like to be on the ground? What was it like when all this shit was going down? And you kind of see how, like, he's a threat. And, like, how he could be a possible threat and everything. And, like, I understand Batman. I was, like, I was surprised how much I was like, yeah, he's right, though. like, he makes some good points. Like, I get this. Superman's dangerous. Like, no, Superman's a great hero. But, like, no, like, he has so much power that it's dangerous for him to be, like, he just goes around, does whatever the fuck he wants. And, like, just blows the fuck out of the city, like, kills tons of people. Like, but he was saving us from a guy that came here because of him, and I don't know. I probably understood Batman even more after the movie when I was watching the reviews of the movie and, like, in the spoiler talks and everything, and seeing, like, the comment section where the inevitable who would really win Batman versus Superman fight will happen, and all the fans are like, oh, Batman will win because he's super smart and he knows how to beat Clark at his own game and he knows how he thinks and everything. And then it's like, no, Superman will win because he's got all the powers. And if you read, like, the pro-Superman comment section, like, if you just pretend, like, put yourself in Batman's state of mind, and you read all the comments about Superman, like, how he would beat Batman, and it would be like, well, Superman can beat Batman. Like, he's got the lance, but it doesn't matter because Superman just fly up in the air, like, out of range, just shoot, like, laser beams, destroy everything. And then I'm like, or like, it just all that shit is like, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, if there's a 1%, there's a 1% possibility, we have to take it as an absolute. Yeah. Saw where Batman was going. Really like Batman. Batman's smart. Bruce Wayne, Batman, Ben Affleck kills it all. I could say that all day and not be wrong. You got Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and she's around kind of at the beginning, and she's doing some stuff, and you're like, who is this? What's she doing? But like the first half of the movie is just kind of set up and everything, and like they're trying to defame Superman, and like I said, Lex Luthor had good plans, like killing people and making it look like Superman did it. And, like, that makes sense. Because it's like, if you think about it from, like a world perspective, like a news perspective and shit, like, most people, they watch, like, the commercials for the news. They aren't going to sit, they aren't going to read all the articles, they aren't going to, like, get the fine print. All they got to see is, like, Superman kills people, or stuff like that, or, like, Superman's damaged. Like, it's so easy to paint him as a villain. Even though he's not really a bad guy, he just causes a lot of damage. But, like, still, you get, like, you see how this could turn against him. And then they have this big, like, political hearing where they're like, we want Superman to show up. And then Superman gets there and he walks in and he's at the podium. And he doesn't say anything. And I fucking love this part. Like, just because of the way everything worked out, like, the whole building just blows up. There was, like, one dude was there. He was pissed off. He's a suicide bomber. And he's like, fuck Superman. And, like, Lex Luthor used him to defame Superman to make it look like, did Superman do this? Because he won't listen to anybody. All you have to do is plant the seed of doubt and get shit going. But what made me laugh, like, this movie is either, like, really good and engaging, or it's, like, kind of goofy and makes me laugh at, like, parts I'm probably not supposed to laugh at. But anyway, like, everything blows up. And, like, you see it from the outside, and then they cut back to the inside. Superman's just, like, standing there, and he's all, like, just, like, damn it. Because it's like, he's like, fuck, what am I supposed to do? Like, everybody fucking died, again, and it's just like, Because, like, in that moment, you kind of get what, like, Superman's whole deal is. Like, he's kind of all-powerful, but it's like, he can't save everyone all the time and do everything, and it's like, you kind of see his limitations, and people hold that against him, because, like, why didn't you save everybody, Superman? It's like, it's like being an adult in a world of babies, and they're all running around, like, banging their heads on the walls and shit, and you're just like, no. So you kind of get, like, the Superman perspective of things. And then, like, there was another good part I want to talk about at the beginning. When they first meet up at that little party, and it's like Clark Kent talking to Bruce Wayne. This is one of the weird, like, lines that really made me like Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne Batman. It's like when he's talking about, like, he's like, maybe it's the Gotham City in me, and it's a weird line, and I saw it in the trailer, and I was like, yeah, and it was okay, but then, like, when I watched it in the movie, like, I got, like, the feel of, like, I'm like, because it makes Batman more than just Batman. Like, Batman is from Gotham City. That's his home. And it's like, the people of Gotham City all are used to going through the same shit that Batman is. So it's kind of like, you get it. Like, if you live there, you get it. And and it really makes you, like, I don't know, like, respect him and kind of relate to him. It's like how connected he is with the city and everything. And how much he, like, cares. Because it's like how he identifies himself. And, like, it's a part of him, and I really like that. And that line made me, like, look at that in a different way. Then, like, all this shit starts going on, and Lex Luthor's plan just Lex Luthor goes into the ship, and somehow a Kryptonian, and then his blood mixed together made Doomsday, which was like, it's like, we take two species that look like humans, and we get this big fucking orc looking thing, but whatever. Anyway, then, like, it all starts to come to a head, and fucking, like, Batman's pissed off with Superman, and, like, there's this whole thing of him like sending them letters, and everybody's like, it's making everybody question everything, and you see like the tensions start to rise, and like you see a few parts, and I'm like, that were like, I could see where this was going to be Batman versus Superman, but then they had to kind of change things so that they could be buddy-buddy at the end. Because, like, it should have been, like, Batman and Superman fighting each other because they both had opposing beliefs. Like, Batman thinking that Superman's wrong and Superman thinking Batman is wrong. And it's like them fighting it out. But then they're like, no, they have to be friends. So Superman has to be forced into fighting Batman so that they can buddy-buddy up. And then, like, so Lex Luthor does this whole, like, deal, and it's great because, like, I realize why I like the second half of this movie so much is because, like, if you've ever watched wrestling as a kid, that's pretty much what happens here. It all just starts to turn into a big wrestling match, and it's great. You got Batman's in Gotham City, Batman's down in the ring, and he's just got the mic, he's like, I'm calling you out, Superman. It's you and me in Gotham City. Tonight, we're going to fight it out. Who's better? And it cuts into the back, and Lex Luthor's there, and he's talking to Superman, and he's like, you're going to go out there, and you're going to fight Batman, and you're going to bring me the championship belt. You're going to bring it back to me, or else your mother dies. And he's like throwing the pictures at him and shit. And then Superman's like, no, I don't want to... And then, like, Superman kind of comes out. He has to go. He comes out to the ring, and he's kind of like a little disturbed. Where gets in the ring, he's like, "Wait, Batman, we need to talk about this." And then Batman just like, oh my God, Batman just stuttered. Superman, oh, they're fighting. It's gonna be a slobber knocker, and it's like a hardcore match, and they're just pulling tables and chairs and shit all out, and ladders and everything. And it's like, oh my God, Superman just put Batman through like 8 tables. It's getting crazy. And then, like, Batman goes under the ring, and he's got, like, a kryptonite chair, and he's like, yeah. And he finally gets Superman down, and he's about to take him out. And then Lois Lane runs out from the back and is like, oh, my God, it's Lois Lane. What's she doing here? She runs out. She's like, no, don't hurt Superman. And he's like, and then Superman's like, Martha. And Batman's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're talking about my mama? It's like, no, that's his mom. And then he's like, and then they just kind of like get up and leave. Like, Superman and Batman, what's happening? They're leaving the ring. And then Lois grabs the chair and she throws it into a kiddie pool. And then she runs away. And then Batman and Superman, they split up. And then fucking Batman goes to save Superman's mom, and he's flying around his fucking plane, and he's just shooting the shit out of people, and Batman kills people in this movie, and it's awesome. It's funny. I wanted him to, like, just be shooting at people and be like, I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you from this hailstorm of bullets I'm firing at you. It just blows everyone up, and then he finds the dude with the flamethrower. He's like, oh, he's got his mouth. What's he gonna do? Oh, Steve, Batman just started the door with the flamethrower, and he said, and he saves Clark's mom, and she's all like, yeah. And then it cuts back over to Superman, and Superman's going to little spaceship things, like, what's going on? Superman gets there and like, oh, Doomsday, it's Doomsday. Doomsday busts out, and he's just beating the shit. They're just like beating the shit out of each other, and then like everybody's like, oh my God, it's Superman Doomsday. They're fucking fighting and destroying everything. And they're like, they fly up into space, and they're just beating the shit out of each other, and they go out, and like, it's like they go out into the parking lot, and then the United States government just drives a car and hits both of them, and they're just both on the ground. And then Doomsday gets up, and it's like, oh no, and Superman's like just fucking dead. And Doomsday's like, oh my God, Doomsday's back. Oh, what's happening? And Doomsday goes back and he starts to fight Batman, and Batman's like, I need to get him back to the ring. He takes him back to the ring, and fucking he's like, I gotta get to the chair, the kryptonite chair. And Superman's just still laying in the parking lot dead. And then all of a sudden, oh, Wonder Woman showed up. Wonder Woman's here. Wonder Woman and Batman are squaring off for Doomsday in the ring. And then Lois is like, oh shit, I made a mistake. And she's like trying to get the spear out of the kiddie pool and shit. And then like fucking it cuts back to the Superman in the parking lot. And he's just like, you see him move a little bit. And then all of a sudden the crowd starts cheering like, Superman, Superman, Superman. And he like, he gets up and then he drinks some Sunny Delight and he fucking throws it. And he runs out to the ring. And it's about this point in the movie that Superman shows up to the fight. And it made me laugh my ass off. Because he fucking... Doomsday's here, and you just see Superman fly in. He's like, and then he hits him, and then it goes on this big facility, and Superman like throws Doomsday into it, and then it just fucking explodes. and I just wanted them so bad to cut back to Batman and him just be like, God damn it, Superman. God damn it. Like, this was the whole problem with the first thing. Like, stop destroying everything. And then, like, they're all in the ring. It's Doomsday versus Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. What's gonna happen? And then, fucking Doomsday charges, like, or he does that little, like, explode from his body thing. And then, like, it cuts real hard to Wonder Woman, and she's got the shield and shit. And then it's all, like, shiny and shit. And then she, like, puts it down. And then Batman pops out from behind her because I don't know how the fuck Batman dodges that. Because they don't show what Batman does. And I was like, what the fuck did Batman do? He had to be, like, standing behind him or something. Because it's like, he would have got killed by that. Anyway, and then it's like, oh, it's a throwdown, it's a slobber, and they're all beating the shit out of each other. And then Lois Lane, she goes to get the chair out of the kiddie pool, and then she starts to drown. And then Superman's like, oh shit, I gotta go save her, and he flies over, and he's like, I'll get the chair. And she's like, no, but it'll weaken you, and it doesn't make sense. And it's like, why isn't Batman just doing this? He's not really contributing that much to the fight anyway. And then it's like, he comes out with the chair. Then he runs back to the ring, and like fucking Wonder Woman does her fucking like her signature move is like choke slam shit. Batman stuns shit, and then Superman runs in, but Doomsday grabs like another chair, and then they both hit each other with a chair at the same time and don't knock each other out. And they're like, oh my god, they're all dead. And then it's like, oh fuck, but it's like a wrestling match. I'm not lying. The thing about, like, the way they defeated Doomsday, I kind of understand why Superman had to do it, but I really wanted Batman to be the one that stabbed Doomsday to kill him, and here's why. Because the whole kind of dilemma between the Batman versus Superman was kind of be like, Superman's kind of this godlike creature, whatever, this godlike Kryptonian, whatever. He has all the powers. He's like that kid on the fucking playground that's just like, you fucking hate to play with because he's always like, I hit you. It's like, nah, I'm invulnerable. It's like, that's Superman. Superman is basically Cartman from that one episode of South Park where they all have ninja powers. He's like, my name is Boo-Rock, and I have lots and lots of powers. He's like, no, Cartman, you only get to have one power. He's like, my power is to have all the powers that I want. And you just fucking hate playing with people like that. It's like, annoying because he has all the powers to do everything, and like, yeah, he wins all the time, everything, whatever, blah. And it's like he's got one weakness, and it's kryptonite, and like, there's always gonna be fights about that. But anyway, the whole dilemma is that like Batman, a human with no powers, fights a godlike creature, and kind of kicks his ass. Like, and there are moments when he like, yeah, but Superman could have just murdered him, and it's like, yeah, Batman could have just shown up with the fucking spear and stabbed him as soon as he got there, but he didn't, and that's what the fuck happened. Anyway, because were they really fighting to kill each other? Were they fighting to prove a point? I don't know. Like, it's more like obvious in The Dark Knight Returns, but like not so much in this movie because you kind of feel like Batman would have stabbed him. But yeah, like, but the whole point was to show like, kind of bring Superman down a little bit and be like, you know, you may have all these powers and stuff, but like, you're not above us. You're not better than everyone. It's like if you fuck around, if you think that you're like the absolute authority in all this, like humanity can stop you, and we will. And it's kind of like to prove that point. So it's like if Superman had killed Batman, then it would have been like everybody would have been flipped. Like that would have flipped everybody's shit, and everybody would have been turned against Superman because it's like, Superman kills Batman, and it's like a big thing. And if Batman had killed Superman, it would have been a big thing. And it's just like, you kind of see the outcomes. And like, that was the whole kind of point. So I wanted Batman to be the one to kill Doomsday, because once again, it would have proved the same point that humanity is strong. We don't need like aliens from other planets to come protect us and everything, and we can do it ourselves. Also, the weapon that Batman made to defeat Superman is a spear. Can you get any more obvious with the whole like Jesus symbolism thing? Like, really? Then, like, you could have had where, like, Batman stabs him, and then Superman, like Doomsday comes around with the, like, spear and shit, and then Superman, like, jumps in and, like, takes it, and then they would have been, like, bros for life, because it's like, he's my boy. He took a shot for me. Like, and Superman kind of gets his, like, sacrifice, and he becomes a martyr and everything, but he's not really dead. Let's face it, he's not really dead. He's not. I don't fucking care. Like, they took so long with it, and then they were just, I'm just like, you know, he's not, like, I'm surprised he didn't come back already, but yeah, he's Superman. Fuck it. Does it make sense? Not really. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, how he can be killed and come back to life, but he's Superman, and he has all the powers. And it doesn't make sense to me, because, like, Zod got killed, but he didn't come back. And then you got, like, a whole planet of fucking Kryptonians that died and didn't come back. And I'm sure there's lots of comic book reasons and everything that can explain that to me. And it's like, well, they don't have the yellow sun. And it's like, can you imagine the fucking... If we lived on... Like, imagine everybody here. We're, like, this is now Krypton. And it's like, shit's probably gonna blow up. People maybe know about it. But at the same time, you're living in a society where it's like, you know what, guys? We obviously have the technology for space travel. If we just go to a planet that has a yellow sun, we're all pretty much invincible. It would be awesome. And then everyone would leave. But nobody fucking does that. Anyway. That's all beside the point. Anyway, what was I saying? Movie ends, everybody's there, Batman's like, let's get the Justice League together. Wonder Woman's like, okay, Superman's dead, but he's not really dead. And I had a good time with it. It was fun. Like I said, it was like a wrestling match. You just see, like, if you just kind of like, I don't know, if you just sit back and enjoy it for what it is, you'll have a good time. But if you, like, if you get hung up on, like, story things and everything, and you just can't let it go, and then, like, it's one of those things, if you think about it, you can see all the, like, problems. But I'm glad that they did it the way they did it. I'm glad that I got to watch, like, a fucking knockdown, drag-out fight between Superman, Batman, and then Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Doomsday. And I'm, like, Doomsday looked like shit, but I'm glad that they did it because it was fun, and I had a good time with it. Fuck. So, yeah, like, at the end of the day, if somebody came up to me and they're like, should I see the movie? Because, like, that's the thing that's causing, like, the big divide, I think. It's, like, between critics and fans. It's like, should I see the movie, though? Like, will I have a good time? Like, the critics are like, these are the problems with the movie. But I'm like, but the fans, like, I went and I watched it and I saw the problems that they said, but I still had a good time with the movie, and I'd see it again. Which is weird. Like, which is, like, the thing, like, I probably wouldn't give a shit to see Age of Ultron again, but I would see this movie again because I had a good time with it, because it was fun. Because I enjoyed Batman and Superman and everything. Like, it was shot really well. Like, the story, kind of, like, you see the cookie cutter story. Oh, yeah, that's what pissed me off. The end of the movie. After Lex Luthor's in prison, they shave his head, whoop-de-doo. Fucking Batman shows up, and he, like, he's like, I wanted him so badly. He's got the little bat brand on his hand, and, like, he's got Lex Luthor. I'm like, please burn that into his fucking head. Like, just, I would love to have a Lex Luthor, because he's so stupid as Lex Luthor. I'd love to have a branded Lex Luthor. Or at least just, like, brand him on his, like, neck or his chest or something. Just to let him know, like, because at this point, like, everybody thinks Superman's dead, and I would have loved to just have that, like, Batman be like, he was my bro. You killed my bro, you son of a bitch. And he just fucking brands him, and then, like, Lex Luthor's like, he's coming, you have no idea. And he's just snot's dripping out of his nose, and I'm just like, who the fuck said this was okay? Who the fuck watched that part? Like, at no point, like, in any movie, can I think of an appropriate time that snot should just be dripping out of somebody's nose. That's like maybe a cartoon for children that think that that's funny, but, like, it serves no purpose here. Doesn't do anything for the character. It just kind of, like, makes, like, it's nasty. Like, I'm just like, fuck you. But, you know, like I said, had a good time with the movie. Would recommend it. wrestling match, pay-per-view, Batman Superman at WrestleMania tonight. But yeah, like, yeah, good movie. Had a good time with it. I don't really know how to end this video. I keep doing this. So yeah, I'm going to cut it off. Talk to you guys later.